Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Alina. It's nice to have you here. So for today's video, we are going to do my knitting podcast number 5, I believe. I really enjoy making these podcasts because it gives me a way to talk to you guys about my current works in progresses and what other knits I've been wanting to make. And so I'm really excited about today's video because I do actually have a finished item I want to share with you that I shared in my last podcast. So without further ado, let's go ahead and begin. And then I'm also wearing one of my knits today as well. This is the Farfa top by the Knit Pearl Girl. It's this really pretty, like summery kind of top with these big sleeves. I really like it. I knit this using the Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in the shade Dusty Artichoke, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to talk to you guys about my finished object first, and then we're going to go through my current whips. I also want to share some yarn that I bought. I don't have it on me, but I will share that at the end. It's something I ordered, and I am excited to cast something on with that as well. Okay, so my finished object, if you saw my last video, you would have seen that I was working on this sweater. I had said that I want to finish this relatively soon, and I'm so happy I did because this is definitely like such a cozy knit sweater to have during the fall winter season. So the sweater that I'm referring to is this one over here. It is sweater number 26 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I knitted in this beautiful cream color. The yarn I used for the sweater was the Eco Baby by Isager, and I knit this on 5.5mm needles, and it just created a really nice drape to the sweater. I did block it already, and it's all nice and dried now, and it just is like so much more flowier now that it's dry. I wish I took a video of the before and after, but I didn't. But it's just very flowy now and super soft and really cozy looking. I really love it. I was also really nervous about the neckline here because you had to kind of sew it down. I hope it focuses for you. Let's see. There it goes. So yeah, I had to sew it down. It's a technique that My Favorite Things Knitwear tells you to do, and I think it turned out pretty neat and cute, and overall I just really love how it turned out. The only issue I have with this sweater, and that's more of a me problem, not really the pattern itself, but since I am pregnant, it doesn't actually fit super oversized on me. It's more tight fitting, not crazy tight fitting, but I think as time goes on, it's not gonna be oversized on me. It's gonna just be kind of like skin tight to me, which is fine. It's still super cozy. I will insert a video of me wearing it just so you guys can see what it looks like on me, but overall it's very comfy. It feels like I'm wearing a blanket. It's a really soft yarn. It doesn't really feel itchy at all, but I still think I'm gonna wear a tank top underneath it just because I don't really enjoy having the yarn just straight on my skin. I always have to have some kind of layer under it, so it's probably going to be the same thing with this one, but I still really love it. I think it turned out really nice, and it's definitely going to be one of my favorite go-tos. And yeah, that's what it looks like. I'm so happy I got it finished finally, and I'm excited to wear it. And so far the yarn is holding up amazing, but I haven't really worn it that much. I think I've only worn it for like half a day, but so far no pilling. So we'll see how it holds up when I wear it for a longer period of time, but so far holding up really well. I really like it. Definitely gives off cozy vibes, so it's definitely a success in my book, and I'm really excited to have it completed. Alright, the next item I have to share with you, I'm really excited because I have made decent progress on it, and it's the Oversized Seasons Cardigan by Ozetta. This is a project I had started back in the beginning of this year, and I was hoping to get it finished by springtime just so that I could wear it as a jacket or something, but that didn't really work out, so it got pushed off to this fall. But I'm really excited because I actually made decent progress on it, and so let me share with you where we're at. This is what we got going on. So as you can see, I basically finished the body. Right now I am just binding off. I'm halfway through. I'm using the tubular cast off method, or like the tubular sewn cast off, whatever term you say for it. And this is how the edge is turning out. Let me move this yarn, or I had to connect new yarn here, so that's what that is. But let me see if it focuses. Okay, so there it goes. You can see the edge of that. It's super neat. It looks really nice. And I'm about halfway done with it. I actually shortened the body up by about 1/2 inch just because I was kind of sick and tired of knitting the ribbing at the bottom here, so I just wanted to be done. But I think it's a good length anyway. This is where the last button is going to be, and it still has like this much room, so I think it's fine. But I am really happy with how it is turning out. I think it looks really nice. I really love all of the half fisherman rib on this and how it turned out. I have yet to decide how I want to block this out, if I want to do a full wash for it or if I just want to steam block it. I don't know, because I am nervous that if I fully wash it, it's going to like really ruin the stitches of this. And then I also have this one place where my yarn actually, when I went to go connect a new ball of yarn, come on, focus. When I went to go connect a new ball of yarn, I ended up doing the method of connecting where you kind of split the ends and then you wet them and then join it together. So that's the method I used, and I thought it had worked, but then after working a round or two back and forth after that, it unwound on me. So literally in the middle of my work, it just unwound, and I did not really want to frog back a couple of rows just because I am using half fisherman's rib and I didn't want to get confused. So I just kind of took both of the ends and made a little knot, and I don't know if it's going to hold up during a wash. I'm kind of nervous about that, so that's why I'm my cat. Hey dude. I am kind of nervous about that, so I don't know if I want to do a full wash for it or if I just want to steam block it and then kind of like tug at the sweater just to get it to open the stitching up a little bit more. I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll try to figure out another way to make sure that this holds together, this knot, so we'll see. But other than that little mishap that we had, everything else turned out really nice on this. I really like it. I really love how it just looks really neat, and I'm excited to finish the body, and then all we have left to do is the sleeves, which I feel like the sleeves are gonna go by fairly quick just because you're not knitting quite as much. So I think they'll go by fairly fast, and hopefully by my next podcast I can share with you guys the finished object. And then I do also have to get buttons, of course. I still don't know what color buttons I want to use for this, but probably something darker. Since this is like a gray, I think like a dark brown or even black might work out the best. So we'll see. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know down below. But yeah, other than that, I think it's turning out really pretty, and I am excited to finally get this completed, hopefully soon. Oh, and then I forgot to mention what yarn I'm using for this. So the yarn I'm using is the Barocco Ultra Alpaca yarn. It's a thicker kind of yarn. The needle size that I used on the body was 5.5 millimeters. And then for the ribbing down here, I am using 4 millimeters. So went down a little bit, but I think it looks nice. So you can kind of see where it splits up from the half fisherman to the regular. There you go. Yeah, so I think it's very lovely. I'm excited to get this completed. It's very plushy, a very plushy yarn. So definitely looking forward to get this done soon. And I also like that you can wear it opened up or button it if you want, because with my belly getting bigger, I'm probably going to wear this opened up just so that it's not like stretching over my belly too much. So yeah, I really like it and I can't wait to finally get this off my needles completely. Okay, for my next item I have to share with you, I actually haven't made a huge amount of progress on it just because I was finishing up my sweater 26 and working on that cardigan, so this one kind of got put on hold, so I've only done a couple rows, and that is for my Elizabeth blouse. It looks really small right now. I don't know why. I think it's just because it's sitting on needles that are a bit smaller in like circumference than the actual sweater is supposed to be, because I'm knitting up the second size in the pattern, and it's the Elizabeth blouse by Petite Knit. This is my second one that I am knitting up. I've already knit up another one last year that I really liked, and it's definitely a favorite of mine, so I wanted to knit up another one in a different color. And I really like the blue I'm using for this. The yarn is Knitting for Olive Merino held together with the Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair, and it's creating a really nice texture for the yarn. So definitely a really good combination. One of my favorites that I've used. Knitting for Olive is always a go-to yarn for me. It just never fails me, so I keep going back to it. But as you can see, I've knit just a couple more rows of the body here. So now we probably have like 2.5 inches of the body, like from the bottom of the sleeve here that we knit up. I don't know, it's kind of hard to see because it's like dark, but yeah. Maybe here you'll see better. So yeah, we've knit up about 2.5 inches or so of the body, so we still got a while to go. I want to make this hopefully a little bit longer, but we'll see kind of how much yarn we got to work with. I might even have to put the body on hold for a little bit and do the sleeves just to make sure I have enough yarn. But I think we should be okay. I think I got 4 balls of the merino and 4 balls of the soft silk mohair for my size, so I think we should be okay with how we want to make it. But yeah, so not a whole lot of progress was done, but I definitely want to finish this up. I don't honestly think I'm gonna really wear this for the fall season, just because it looks kind of small in general. I don't think it's going to be a very oversized sweater on me, and I want to feel comfortable in my knits. And like I was saying before, with my belly, it might be a little bit hard to wear stuff. So I don't know if I'm really gonna be wearing this fall and winter, but I still want to get this finished so I can wear it once next year comes around, because we're still gonna have cold weather for like 4 months, so I'll still have time to wear it. So I definitely want to finish it. It's just not on my priority right now. So yeah, that's all I really have to talk about this, since we haven't done a lot of progress on it. There's not much more to say, but hopefully by my next podcast I can maybe work on the sleeves or get more done of the body. We'll see, because it's right now it's just knitting in stockinette, so it's really not that tedious of a knit. You just kind of sit and go in circles knitting stockinette, so it's a very chill knit. That is my Elizabeth blouse. Okay, so for my last item that I have to share with you, this was kind of a spur of the moment cast on that I didn't even share with you guys in my last video, because I did not have any plans to actually cast on this item, but I just wanted to work on another sweater. I don't know, it's just, I keep telling myself, okay, you need to finish the projects you have currently and then start on something new. But then I start seeing pictures of other people's items that they finish, and it gets me inspired, and then I cast on something new. So this next item might be familiar to some of you, because I actually shared something similar to this beginning of the year, and that is the sweater number 15 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. Now, this is completely different than what I shared before. I had actually started working on sweater number 15 beginning of this year, and I was knitting it up in this black yarn, and I hadn't made a lot of progress on it. I think this is about as much as I had done on it, and then I just put it to the side and I literally never touched it again. So I saw that project about a week ago, and I remembered I really wanted a cabled sweater, but I just wasn't a huge fan of the black yarn because you couldn't really see the cables on it, and it just wasn't getting me excited to actually finish it. So I decided, let me try to cast on the sweater again, but maybe in a different yarn. And so then I remembered I actually had some yarn in my stash, and it's this yarn over here. And this yarn actually, it was a, gosh, what am I doing? Creating a knot, that's what I'm doing. But anyway, this yarn was actually from a sweater that I unraveled a year ago, and it was a sweater that my mom had found. It had like 96% cotton in it and then like 4% polyamide or something like that, and it's a really soft yarn, not itchy at all. So we had unraveled it because she had literally bought that sweater for, I want to say like a couple dollars. It was really cheap, but it was brand new, and it just wasn't either one of our styles. So we ended up unraveling it just to get some yarn out of that sweater, and now I'm making something out of it. So it's like this pretty blushy pink color. I think it's really pretty, and the cables are really coming through on this, which I'm so happy about. I'm actually really excited about the sweater now. With the black yarn I was using, you could not see a thing. So that yarn, I'm probably gonna keep it to make something else, maybe just a plain stockinette sweater or accessories or something. I don't know, we'll see. But I'm really excited about this project here because you can literally see the cables so well, and I think they're turning out so nice. So this is another thing that I have been working on for the last 2 weeks or so, which is another reason why I haven't really been touching the Elizabeth blouse as often, because this one's just getting me more excited. Because all of the cables are just really fun to knit, and I don't know, it just makes me want to keep going. But we have stopped right now. We've knit literally like 2 or 3 rows of the body, because I connected the body, the front and back together, and now we're knitting up the body. And I stopped because I wanted to finish up the sweater number 26, and then I wanted to do some progress on my cardigan. So this one hasn't been worked on for about a week or so. So obviously it looks really small right now, but it does stretch and I think once we block it, it will like open up a lot. And honestly, I've really been enjoying making this sweater just because the cables are so fun to work. They do take a little bit longer to knit up, like once you reach the part where you have to like twist for the cables, but the result of it is just so pretty, so I don't mind. But yeah, I'm very excited to get this completed. This is another one of my projects that I want to be done with soon, but we'll see. Obviously, we never know what's actually gonna happen, but overall I am really excited about this and I can't wait to get this completed. I think it's a really pretty pattern. I've always wanted a cabled sweater, but I was always really intimidated to actually make one, and so I am excited that we are finally getting to do it, and I think this is a good pattern to start with. But yeah, all we have really left to do of this, we still got a lot, but we have the body to complete, we have the sleeves to add, and then we have to do the little collar at the top, and then we'll be done. So yep, I am really happy with it, and I'm probably going to start working on this a little bit more once I complete the cardigan, and we'll go from there. Okay guys, so that was all of my projects that I wanted to share with you. And then I did mention in the beginning of the video that I got some yarn that I'm excited to cast something on with. I just don't really know what I want to cast on yet, or if I want to get another yarn to kind of hold together with this one that I got. But the yarn that I ended up getting, I actually had to order it online, so it's in the process of shipping out to me right now. But it is the Knitting for Olive Merino in the shade Dusty Honey. I'm gonna insert a picture up here so you guys can see it. It's a really beautiful yellowy honey color. I think it is perfect for the fall time. I saw this color and I immediately wanted it. It actually kind of reminds me of that little pumpkin that I have there sitting up here, the color of it. So I'm really excited to be getting it. I still don't know what exactly I want to knit with it. I just knew that I needed this color because it is beautiful, and I don't have a lot of yellow in my wardrobe in general. I don't think I've ever knit with anything yellow before, so I think this one was a perfect shade to get because it really gives off just all the cozy vibes. It's just perfect. So what I kind of have in mind to do with this yarn is possibly knit up the Cumulus blouse by Petite Knit, because in her sample photo she knits up the Cumulus blouse using 2 strands of mohair. And so I think that if I use 1 strand of the merino, maybe on bigger needles like 4 or even 4.5, it'll give me more of an open gauge. But I think that would actually work out, but we'll see. That's just something I have in mind with it. Otherwise, I might end up having to get a mohair yarn to hold with it. I just don't know if I want to try the soft silk mohair by Knitting for Olive again. I have in the past. I'm currently knitting with it right now for the Elizabeth blouse, and I do like the mohair, but I'm wondering if there's other mohairs out there that are less itchy. I have heard that the Isager mohair yarn that they have is not itchy at all, so I was thinking maybe if I were to get a shade in that brand of yarn, maybe that would work, and I could knit up a heavier weight type of sweater. So it could be something more cozy. One of the sweaters I've actually been looking at that I really like, and I definitely want to make it, if not this year, next year for sure. It's the Brady Loop sweater by Other Loops, and it's a really gorgeous sweater. It has a beautiful cable that kind of goes down the sleeve and then over the back and then down the other sleeve. That looks really seamless and beautiful. And then all over the sweater, it's kind of broken up by ribbing, where you do a few knits and then like 1 purl row and then again. So I'll insert a photo so you can see it, but I think it's a really beautiful pattern, and I think if I were to use the Dusty Honey color that I ordered, I think it would just be so beautiful. And this is just something that gets me really excited, so maybe I will be using this yarn for this sweater, but I would just have to probably get something mohair to hold together with it. I don't know, I haven't decided yet what I want to do, but these are kind of my 2 options that I'm leaning towards to work with this yarn. So if you guys have any advice on that, let me know. I would really appreciate it. But right now, I'm still waiting on the yarn to get here, so we'll see what I end up doing with it. Both of these sweaters are something I want to knit though, so either way, they'll get knit up. I just don't know when I'll knit up what. So if you guys want to give me your advice, please let me know down below. I would really greatly appreciate it. But other than that, that's really all I had to share with you today. And also I wanted to thank you guys for all the love and support you've been giving me. I just really enjoy this whole knitting community. I think everybody is so kind and so nice, and I'm really excited to keep on making videos for you guys. And if you guys enjoy my videos, please give it a like and subscribe. It really means a lot. And if you'd like to check out my Instagram as well, where I post more photos of my current projects and what I'm working on, it is same name as my YouTube username, AV Knits. So definitely check that out if you're interested. But other than that, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!